Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into something really exciting, recreating the Instagram Explore feed using ReactJS, and we will be building it from scratch. Whether you are a ReactJS beginner or someone who is looking to sharpen your skills with a hands-on project, this tutorial is going to be perfect for you. So let's jump in and bring this Explore feed to life. I have opened my Visual Studio Code. Let's start by creating our React app. So I will write the command npx create React app. Let's give it the name Explore feed. Let's enter. Our React app is now created. Let's start by running it. So quickly let me go into the Explore feed. So I have cd into it. Now let's just use the command npm start to go ahead and start running this. Okay, so it has started running. Bring it here. So as you can see, our basic React app is now created. Let's start by writing the code for our Explore feed. So let's start by removing all the unnecessary code that has been created. So we'll quickly go into our source file, go into our app.css. Let's remove all the CSS code. We'll go into this app.js. Let's remove the headers. Okay, we don't need the logo. So let's remove the import as well. Now we can go ahead and remove the test file as well. So let me just directly delete this. We don't need the logo as well. Let's delete this. We don't need the report vitals. Let's remove this. Let's also remove the setup test as well. We are not doing any testing here. From the index.js, they have called this report web vitals. So let's also remove this as well from here. Let me remove this. Okay, now let's see. Let me just quickly create one small h1 saying hello. Okay, now let's see the output. Okay, as you can see, we only have one output as hello. Okay, now what we can do is quickly go ahead and install the MUI package because they have already created the UI for Explore feed that we needed. We actually will be using theirs layout UI from them, which they have created, and then we will load the data that we will be creating and create the UI the way we want. So let's start by installing Material UI. I have copied the command from their official website. So it's just nothing but npm install MUI Material, Emotion React, and Emotion Style. Just there are some styles and everything that comes along with it. Let's install it. So currently it is getting installed. Let's wait for it, because all of the three packages get installed, so it might take some time, but it has installed. Okay, so we have these packages with us. Once it is installed, let's just quickly go ahead and do our npm start. Okay, let me just open it on some other port. Okay, it is running now. Let's start by creating it. So this is how it looks currently, the hello. We go ahead and let's start by creating our component. So we will go ahead and create our Explore component. We create one file as explore.jsx. Let me quickly import React from React. So our React is there. Let's go ahead and create a function explore. Okay, and export default explore. Inside this, we will just quickly go ahead and return our div. So this will be our explore component. Inside this, we will go ahead and create our first. We will take the layout from our. There is an image list component which is coming from MUI Material. So let's first go ahead and install that. Let's just go ahead and import that. We'll quickly go into import image list from MUI Material / image list. So we have our image list from there. Now inside this, what we will do is first we'll quickly we will need some, because we will be having multiple post data. So as you can see in an Instagram discovery feed, we have the images as well as videos. So what we will do is we will first have something called, we have variables as posts and set posts, which will be nothing but our will use our useState hook and initially set the array to be empty. So initially this will be empty. Then we will have our images and set images. This will be also an empty array. In the similar way, we will have our videos as well. So create videos as well as set videos. So our posts will actually, the post will be the one which will be containing the images as well as the videos, like both of them combined. into our single post that we will be actually using in our layout. And we will be having these images and videos differently, because there's a different API which will give us the images, and there's a different API which will give us the videos, because all of these are dummy videos and dummy images. We will actually go ahead and take it. Then what we will do is we will store it in an array. Then once we have a single array of images and videos, we will go ahead and shuffle it every time we reload it, so that we every time we get a different somewhere some images then a video. So it shouldn't be like that it should not look like three images then one video. It shouldn't be like that. So that's why we will keep on shuffling it, and then we will get some different UI wise, like it should look more like an real Instagram Explore feed. So that's why we are adding that shuffling as well. So now let's start by using our use effect hook, because initially we have, as soon as the component is loaded, we need to make API calls and get the data. So that's why we'll be using our use effect hook for this. We will quickly go ahead and use our use effect hook. Inside our use effect, we'll keep our dependency array empty, because this is the task that we need to do only once. So inside the use effect hook, let me create one const fetch data. This will be an async function, because this will be our API call that we will be doing. Inside this fetch data, let me quickly go ahead and take the response, await, and let me go ahead and fetch the, let me copy the URL as well. So we will be using Pixum for this. So Pixum is nothing but, as you know, if you want some dummy text, we usually use lorem ipsum. So in the same way, they have created a pixum.photos, which actually give you a list of 30 different random photos that you can use for your website or web app. So we will just make a API call simply here. Once we have our response, let's just take the JSON out of it. Let me go ahead and await response.json. So we'll have our data. Once our data is received, we know this will be an images. So let's just go ahead and set images with this data. And let me go ahead and call this fetch data as well. So okay, so this is the done. So what will happen is, as soon as I go ahead and reload the page, I will get the first 30 images. It will make an API call here because of the use effect. There will be API call. Once the API call is successful, I will get the data. That data will be set into our set images one. Now what we will do is, in the same way, we need the same for the videos as well. So let's just go ahead and create one for videos as well. So let me just we will just rename these functions to fetch images and fetch videos instead of data. Let's just make this fetch images. That makes much more sense. Okay, let me just quickly go ahead and copy this. We rename this. Let's just copy this as well, paste it here. Let's rename this to fetch videos. This function will be responsible for getting the videos. For the videos, let me copy the URL. So this is the thing, but just a random URL, which will give us, I think so, 8 random videos. Someone has created a GitHub, in a GitHub someone has added a URL and created a small object out of it. So it will just give us that array of objects with IDs and some other details as well. Here we will go ahead and set our videos with this. So we will be having our data that will be set. So we'll have our images, then we will have our videos. So as soon as we will reload our website, we will get these two options. What we can do is we will just quickly go ahead and console.log our images and videos as well. So let me just do console.log videos. Okay, so we have both of them. Let's just see the output first. Quickly go ahead and open my console. Let us reload this. Okay, we are not able to see this because we created this component, but we never actually called it in our app.js, because it's still showing us hello. So let's just below this hello, let me go ahead and import this component. Okay, now let's go ahead, reload it. Okay, yes, so as you can see, we have 30 images, and this is how the object looks. There is an author, there's a download URL, height, ID, URL, and width. In the same way, we have also 8 videos that is coming up. This is nothing but author, description, durations, ID is live, subscriber. Then there is a thumbnail URL, there is a title, there is a upload time, as well as video URL. Out of this, I think so we will only need the video URL, and from this 30 we will need, I think so we can use the download URL. So we will need download URL and video URL, which is actually the things that we actually need inside our posts. So what we can do is, now let's just go ahead and create one more use effect hook, where we will manipulate this data to actually have the only thing that is needed is the post, where we will map through the whole object and show it on our UI. So let's just go ahead and do that as well quickly. Okay, so I'm here. Let's just go ahead and do this. Let's close this terminal quickly. We will go into our explore.jsx. Let's create one more use effect hook. Let me remove this to console log as well. Okay, this will be our another use effect hook, because we need to now work on setting our post where we will actually store the videos and images in a single place. Here, as soon as we'll get the images as well as the videos, this use effect needs to rerun this use effect needs to actually rerun when as soon as we have the images from the API as well as the videos. Then we have to go ahead and do the shuffling and all of those things. So what we'll do is, first we will check if the images dot length, if this length is greater than 0, and then videos dot length is greater than 0, because we can't go ahead and, if the images is there, we can't just go ahead and add it then the videos. That's why we are checking that if both of them are there, then let's go ahead inside this and do the actual combined part. So what we'll do is, we will create one combined array here. Okay, this will be our combined array. Here we will just have a simple for loop. Let's just go ahead and create a for loop. This will go ahead and go over the images dot length. We are taking images because if there are 30 images and only 8 videos, that's why we are preferring images here, and giving the length of the, we are taking the length of the images. Then we will first take out the image out of the, like we will get single images out of it. So we will just take the image out of this. Once we have the image, we need to also take the video. So for const video, we will have the videos array that we have. But here what we need to do, because this will go till 30 and there are only 8 videos, so that's why what we need to do is, we will just use index mod videos dot length. Now what does this actually mean? So why we have done the videos dot length? Because we have 30 is the total number of indexes that will come inside this for loop, and once after the 8 videos, we want to again take the first video. Like it needs to, after the 8th video, that there shouldn't be it shouldn't go ahead and take the 9th index. It should take the first index there, like the 0th index. So that's why we are just modding it with the total length, so that it will be just like 1 mod 30, 2 mod 30, 3 mod 30, and like that, and it will just keep on, sorry, 30 mod 8, like that. I'm just saying the reverse out of it. It should be like 0 mod let's say 8, so it will be 0, then 1 mod 8 is 1, 2 mod 8 is 2, so like that 8 mod 8 will be, again it will just go ahead and take 0, then 9 mod 8 will be 1. So it will just continuously give you the next like from 0 to 8, it will be looping around till 30, so that we have the good amount of video videos as well, and there shouldn't be an error of that this is out of bound or something. That's why we are going ahead and using this mod operator here for the length of, for getting the videos out of it. Once we have this video as well, we'll just quickly go ahead and check if index mod 3. So this is because we don't want to till we want 3 images initially. You can skip this logic as well, there isn't node, because anyhow we will be doing the shuffling. But currently what I'm thinking of, let's just go ahead and if index mod 3, so there will be, the first index will be 0, then will be 1, then will be 2, and 3 mod 3 will be 0. For that index, we will go ahead and push a video. So after the third index, push a video inside our combined array, else just push the image. So 3 images then 1 video, 3 images then 1 video. So this is the logic that I was thinking of. So we will go ahead and use this. So what we will do is combine dot push. So this is the case. This is the case where the video needs to be inserted, because we have checked that index mod 3 equals to 0. So here what we will be pushing is, we will just push a simple object. We need one ID. So ID will be nothing but video dot ID, and let's just add some random value to it. So mat dot random. We will just create a random ID for this. We have our ID. We need one URL. So let's just go ahead and take the video URL, and then the type, let's keep it video. Why we need this type? Because in our UI we have 2 tags. One will be for image and one will be for video. So that's why we need this type to identify if it's a video or an image. That's why we are going ahead and keeping the track of this type as well. So else, let's just go ahead and copy this again. So object will be same, but the parameter would be now image. So here we will need images ID, then I think so we will need image.download URL. So let's just go ahead and use our download URL here, and then the type would be image. So now as you can see, our combined array is now ready. So out of this for loop, we will just quickly come out of this for loop. So now we will have one combined array created. What we will use, we will just create one quick small function. Let's just name it randomized data. Okay, randomized data. Okay, and we will pass our combined to this. Okay, and let me go ahead and create this random. Let me copy the name. Here we will actually randomize the data that we have. So randomized, here we will have our, let's just use the name as array. Okay, I'm using an anonymous function here. Inside this randomized data, we will go ahead and add a for loop. Inside this for loop, we will have array.length. This will go till array. I think so what we can do is, let's just use the ES6 swap operator. So basically we are just swapping, just taking a random values and swapping inside. So what we can do is, let's just go from back to front and do that. So what we will do is array dot length -1. From array dot length -1, we need to just, this will go till 0, and so we need to rename it to index. Let me quickly do it. So now it will start from length -1 from the last index towards the first. Okay, once we have this, what we will do is quickly we will just have const, let's say, let's take I instead of index, because the variable naming would be much easier with that. Let's just keep this I, and let's just keep this j. And now this j will be nothing but math.floor. Here we will use math.random because we need a random value, and this will be multiplied by I plus 1. Let me just go ahead and put it in a bracket. So here what will happen is, you will be having your last index. So let's say it's 30th index. So 30 plus 1, 31 will be there. And it, sorry, 30, it will be the 29th one. 29 plus 1 will be 30, and then that will be multiplied with some random values, and then that would be floored, because it might give you some 10 point something, 2 point something, like that value. So decimal values will be there. That's why we are using floor, and we will get one random value out of it. Once we have that random value, what we will do is, inside our array's ith value, so the ith value that we have currently, that, then whatever will be the array's jth value, the random j that we have created, that will be swapped with array's jth value and array's ith value. So basically we are just swapping the two values inside this randomized data. Once our swapping is completed, what we will do is, we will just go ahead and set our post with combined. So I think so our combined would be ready. So now let's just do a simple console.log. Here we will just see what our post will be containing. Let's see the UI. Let me reload it. Okay, so I have 30. Inside it I have ID, type, and URL. So as you can see, I have one image. Okay, then I have another image, then I have a video in between. Okay, then an image. So as you can see, the data is random. There are some images in between, some videos in between. So I think so our data is now ready. What we can do is quickly go inside this, and let's start by creating our UI first. So here what we can do is, we have imported the image list already. So let's just quickly go ahead and first we will map over. So we'll check is, we'll first check that if our post.length is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, then we will use our image list, which we have already imported. So inside this image list, else, let me just quickly add else statements. Else we will just quickly show one simple h1 with loading. Okay, because our focus is mainly on image list, so we won't be adding some CSS or anything for this h1. We will only focus on creating this image list, because that's the UI that we want to show in this video. So here what I'm doing is, I'm just checking that if my post length is greater than 0, then in that case show the image list, else just show a small loading as a text on the screen. Here inside this, now I will go ahead and map over my post, because now I have all the 30 posts that we created. And then for each post, go ahead and check if the post dot type is equals to image. So I'm going ahead and checking if my post dot type is equals to image. Then if it's equals to image, then create one div. Okay, let me just quickly go ahead and give this a key, and the key will be nothing but my post ID. Once I have this, okay, let me quickly go ahead and also add one else statement as well, else it will show that errors. There will be also another div. It will also have a key. That key will be nothing but post.id. Okay, so now we have it. Now for the image, what we will need is, we simply need one img. Let me close it. Inside our image tag, we will be having some style. Let me just quickly go ahead, and it will just take the width of 100%. Let's just give width 100%. Then it will have a source. Source will be nothing but we need the URL. So we have our post.url that we have created, and alternate I will just keep it as empty currently. So we have our image ready. Now else if it's not an image, then it will be a video. Then what we'll do is we'll quickly create one video tag. Inside this video tag, first we'll just quickly go ahead and add some styles. We want the width to be 100%. So whatever the width will be coming from the image list, we want that. Once we have our width, we can quickly go ahead and give it a height. I am giving the height as 70 view height, because I want the because as you can see, the reels are a bit stretched out rather than the images that we see. So that's why I am giving this 70 view height. You can go ahead and play around with this as well, with this height as well. Now here I'm also giving object width cover, because I want the the video to cover whatever the height and the width that I have given. Once we have this, I want the controls to be false, because I don't want to show any controls on the screen, as you can see. And it should also autoplay and loop. So let me just quickly go ahead and do loop. Loop we want to do. So let's just go ahead and keep it as true, because we want to keep it looping. We want the autoplay to happen. So let's just go ahead and quickly make this as true. So we want autoplay to happen. As you know, because we have to keep autoplay true, we need to make the muted. We need to actually go ahead and mute the video, because on muted only we will be able to use the autoplay category. Because if you keep the muted as muted as true, I have written as false. If you use the muted as false, then the autoplay won't work. So we need to keep it muted to have the autoplay working. And then finally the source, and source will be nothing but our post .url. So let me just quickly do it. Okay, so we have our video tag as well ready. Our image list is also ready. Now inside our image, let me just okay, let me just change this to okay. Let's just remove this. We don't now need this. Yes, now it's proper. Because we have added we have added the curly braces. That was actually causing the issue. When we add the curly braces, we need to add the return statement as well, because in this case we don't want any return statement. We want to just show directly the UI. That's why we have removed that as well from there. Now inside the image list, we want the variant of this to be masonry. So the UI that we see on the Instagram feed is actually a masonry UI. So then we will go ahead and add some columns. So because we want 3 columns we are taking. So by 3 columns, what I mean is we need 3 images or 3 videos, or 2 images 1 video. So the combination that will come up would eventually end up in showing only 3 in a column. Then the next set would load it below. So in a single when you see it, so there will be first image, then second image, then a video, or a video and a image, all of those, but only 3 would be visible in a column. It would be only 3 that would be visible. So that's why we are using these columns as 3, and we want some gap in between them. So let's just go ahead and quickly add the 10 as well. Now let's go to our app.js, remove this hello. This hello is removed. Let's see how the UI looks now. Okay, let's just go ahead and reload this. It has shown the loading. Okay, we have the image. Okay, we have images. We have our videos as well, which is auto playing. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and it looks pretty good. As you can see, we have our same image, like the videos are only 8, but those are repeating because we have added that index.mod. That's why we can also go ahead and reload this to see the change in. So now as you can see, the videos are now above, and then there is an image. But as you can see, the UI looks pretty good, like an Instagram Explore feed. You can again reload it to see the change. As you can see, it will just keep on changing the number of times you reload it. The whole UI will keep on, the array would be shuffling, and because our array would be shuffling to a randomized index, it will constantly show you different kind of explore feed kind of UI that we are expecting out of this. And that's it. A fully functional Instagram Explore feed UI is built in React.js. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more such coding tutorials. Also, let me know in the comments what other UIs or features you would like to see recreated. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Happy coding.